No, they don't have it as Nikki Holler. They got it as Nikki over here, and it's even
Yeah.
spelled wrong. That's, I'm not sure. Anyway, hey, listen, go ahead and start, Zach, and I'll go get with Ryan, and we'll figure this deal out.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to get started here. Good to have everybody on here. My name's Zach, and
Tell them your story, Zach, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. So we've been in Rainbow now. It'll be 10 years May. So on and off. We're the kind of folks that we believed in getting our free rainbow. My wife came in, Nikki, some of you guys know her, some of you don't. And she did the 21 demos and she did it in like 6 weeks. And so, I think just like a lot of people, we decided, hey, we're going to do rainbow and get a free rainbow. And then she quit right after selling her free rainbow. And she came home and had made $10,000 in a little over a month. And I said, honey, why'd you quit your job? And she said, I'm done. I got my free rainbow. And I called Jay and I said, hey, can I have a kit? And he said, yes. And so we did rainbow for a couple of years, kind of in and out. Never went to a sales rally, kind of skipped all that. Always just running demos. And then we bought a coffee shop. And I did that for about 2 years. I think it's right before 2 year mark is when I let it go. And I called Jay back and said, hey, can I come back and do rainbow again? He said, yeah, come on back, buddy, if you can find somebody to show. And so we came back, and within 3 months of being back, we had a sales rally in Atlanta. And that's actually where I kind of had my wake up call for doing Rainbow full time and building a team and doing all the things. And so that was 5 years ago. It'll be 6 years in May. And so I always say, tell all my people, I said, we got to get you to a sales rally because that's really where you kind of get to see a bigger picture of what Rainbow is, just like Jay was talking about. That's where we decided we wanted to be a distributor one day and built a team. We were in Jay's office until 2 years ago. Um, yeah, till 2 years ago and stuff. And we were group sales directors. The best month we had in his office was selling 56 net and stuff. And so I always tell everybody, build teams, run demos. It's super duper easy on this program. It's even easier, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I want to go over a couple really cool stuff. Jay said, hey, could you talk to these guys to just kind of show them what we do, the process from beginning to end, as far as getting the riders involved in selling the rainbow, right? And so, because the old program, you just showed a rainbow. The rainbow sold itself, right? Well, guess what, guys? The rainbow still sells itself. Maybe even easier now. Okay, so the cool thing is that you're still going to pull your 25 cloths, you're still going to shampoo and mop, you're still going to do all the things that you guys were doing before, but now you're going to involve an extra person in the house. You're going to go and take somebody who's riding with you, and you're going to help them teach the other person, like, hey, let's get this thing. All right, I'm getting mine, you're going to get yours. And it's kind of like this rotating thing. On the old program, guys, you got fast starts, right? And so just think of every demo as a really, really big fast start. All right. So for instead of, hey, sit down, shut up, don't do anything, now we're going to get our person involved, like the entire demo. All right. And so it's super weird from somebody who's probably, I don't even know how many demos I've done. It is super weird to figure it all out, but it is a lot of fun. I have way more fun doing it this way. So I'm going to go over a couple of things. There's 3 obstacles to selling a rainbow on the program. Okay. Because if you don't sell the program, guys, chances are you're going to sell the rainbow 1 out of 3 times still. Okay. Well, our office sells the rainbow like 68% of the time. We leave the rainbow like 50% of the time. All right. And so that's not because we're selling a rainbow. All right. It's because we're selling a program. And so that's what I get the privilege to teach you guys how to do, because I think all of us want to sell more rainbows, make more money, and help more families, right? And so we paid off 6 rainbows last week, just so y'all know, our little office. And so you're gonna go and help a lot more people earn rainbows, all right? Because not everybody wants to do what you love doing. Hopefully, if you're on this call, it means you love selling rainbows. That's one of the things I say in every home. I actually tell them, hey, this program, I'm jealous. They didn't have this when I got my rainbow for free. All right. I said, I had to go, they gave me a kit. They said, go do 21 demos, go suck at it. All right. It's my bad vacuum joke for the day. All right. So, but this right here is super easy, guys. You can come in right along, just like April's doing. And, and I get April to go and say, hey, April, what is it? How did we get here? What are we doing? Right. And so, but I'm going to start at the beginning. The program's got 8 pillars. I actually got a printout here. And they're all super duper important. I'm not going to go and harp on verification call, trunk talk too much. Very important. I am going to say one thing about trunk talk. All right. If you show up when you're with a rider, Steve, you get yourself your first rider and you're out there with him and you find out he's done 3 demos and he hasn't sold any. Right. So that's what we need to find out. We need to say, hey, how many demos have you done? How many have you sold? Right. And so once we know what they've done, what they've sold, we can use that when we get into the home. All right. So if it's their first demo, you just got to get them excited. Look, people all over the country are getting the rainbows for free on this program. You got to get them excited. We are selling more rainbows. We are helping more families. And you just pump them up outside. Like you got to get they're your cheerleader for this entire demonstration. Right. And so what I always tell everybody, I say, look, you can talk over me, under me, through me, as long as you're talking positive about the rainbow. I say that 12 times. If I ride with somebody 12 times, they hear that 12 times. Because just like on this call every day, we've all sat through Jay's trainings and it's like, I'm going to learn something new. And he does it exactly the same way. He's done it exactly the same way for 30 years. And that's what made him the best. All right. And so, and that's what you guys got to do to your riders, because it's, like he said, it's psychology a little bit, where if they get excited and they know what in the world they're doing, they're going to help you. All right. So I've got right here the pillars. And then when we get inside the upfront talk and the warm up, that's the very first place you get the privilege of selling the rainbow by selling the program. All right. And so you get to show everybody how easy it is. All right. So what we do is we go in, we set up the ring mate, right? I show one fragrance. I put the water in. I'm like, look how cool this is. You're going to get your Insta sets, your leads, and that stuff right there. Right. Jay, y'all do the 12 names here. Right. So, and so when our people go in, we got our 12 names, and what we do is we actually get our 12 name list. Super important. The reason why it's super important, guys, there's 3 reasons why people won't do your program. And if they won't do your program, they probably not going to buy a rainbow. All right. And so, because the whole entire time you're talking about a program. All right. And your person's talking about a program. And it's kind of weird because I used to just sell rainbows, right? And so I would go in and I'm like, I still did a very good demo. And they're like, yeah, but I don't think I can get it for free. So I'm not going to get it, which is crazy, but we're still selling more. So who cares? And so, because you can't overcome that sometimes now. If they're not going to be on the program, sometimes they're not going to buy a rainbow. All right. And so you got to get good at selling the program, because you're going to sell more rainbows. All right. So, so the easy part here of this, it's super big, super important, is once you get in your 12 names, the reason why it's important, because there's the three reasons why they're not going to get it. The first one, the biggie, is they don't know 12 people. Well, what are we doing right now? We're getting 12 names, right? So don't just say, I need to write 12 people down here, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, right? Say, hey, I need to get 12 different homeowners, all right, on this list right here, and it's going to enter you to win $100. I don't know if you're doing $100, $500. I don't know what your card is, Jay. Mine is we do $100, 50 for you and 50 for the rider, and that seems to work pretty good, because the rider's like, yeah, let's get those 12 names, right? And so, and I always say 12 homeowners. Y'all know why? Because we're going to sell the homeowners, right? And because the rules say they got to be homeowners, and most homeowners are couples. All right. So that instead of saying couples, gainfully employed, homeowners, I just say homeowners. All right. For that list, we'll get more specific later. And so, so that's super important. So that's going to take care of problem 1 throughout my demo. I'm going to talk about that. The next part is, of course, we're sitting down in front of them. We like to set up the rainbow while I'm showing the recruiting video. Okay. And so we're setting up the rainbow. They're watching the recruiting video. And the rider's sitting there showing that to them and stuff. And maybe even talking about all the Disney World. We've got everybody geared up about Disney right now. Right. So while we're getting everything out of the box, we're getting it all together. We're setting up a shampoo. We're setting up the mop. We got all the stuff set up. Right. this is what we're doing. We're about to sell them on the program. So the next weird thing you guys will probably notice is we tell them the price up front. Why? Because we're selling a program. All right. So you're gonna hear me say that a lot today. But the thing is that we're gonna tell them, look, it's $35.98.90. And and how we do that is when I sit down with them on my knees, I'm right there in front of them. I say, hey, how did April set this appointment up? And it's our first real conversation, all right? And they're gonna say, oh, well, she called and she said that she's doing this really cool thing, and we get this gift if we'll just let us come out, and we just really want to help her out, right? These people are really watching to help their friends out. It's pretty cool. And so I'm gonna use that and say, well, there's two things a lot of people have heard about Rainbow. The first one is that they're pretty awesome. We're actually made in Troy, Michigan. All right. The second thing, guys, is that they're kind of, a little bit of an investment. Well, guys, I'm here to tell you that the little bit of investment is $35.98.90, and their eyebrows go up. And I would say, hey, now that we got that out of the way, I want to tell you something really cool. April here is on a program. April, would you mind telling her exactly what it is you're doing? And so, in April will at that point in time go into, hey, I'm on this program. When I run 12 demonstrations, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell a couple throughout there. I only got to sell 2. And well, guess what, guys? I'm going to get my Rainbow for free, right? And and however your program's laid out, right? Our program is just a little bit different, but it's the same thing, all right? So you're going to do the 12 demos. You're going to sell 2 Class A sales. And then, guys, you're going to come in. You're going to go out with a kit, and you're going to go sell or not sell. Either way, I'm just going to go vacuum somebody's carpet, and then I'm going to come back in. They're going to write me a check, right? And so they say all that. And if they're like, you say, well, you say the next part. So you're going to do 12, right? And just like those 12 names that they just wrote down, that's what y'all using too, right? A lot of those same people. And so you're basically keeping up with the Joneses here a little bit. She's saying, hey, this is easy. And well, if they're not a brand new rider, they've already ran a couple, right? I would say, how many of you ran, right? And they're gonna say, well, I've already ran 4. How long you been doing this? Oh, well, it's only been a week. I'm like, well, that's pretty awesome. How many you sold? Well, we sold 3. Fantastic, right? Because on the 12-2 or on our program, they got to know they can sell it, right? Because that's the other obstacle. I'm never going to sell a Rainbow. All right. So that's where you use your Gastonia Rainbow page. I'm sure that's probably how you all are setting that up, right? With the display pictures, everybody already does that with like, hey, I sold a Rainbow today. So every time you sell a Rainbow, you take a picture, you post it up on your group page or WhatsApp or whatever it is you're using. Because right here, if the obstacle comes up later that, well, I don't think we'll sell our 2. I don't think I'll sell any. Yeah, whatever it is, you're like, look at all the people who got it, right? But if you kind of cover that here in the beginning, you won't get it as quickly at the end. So that's why the rider is the most trustworthy person in this person's house, okay? They don't trust you. They don't know you. And honestly, we don't have time to spend 30 minutes getting to know them, right? And so on this program, we got to go quick so they want to do the program too. And so you want to make a friend, but you're going to do that throughout your demo. But you're already got a friend in the house, so you don't have to do what we used to have to do, all right? I used to eat dinner with like half of my customers before we actually even got started because otherwise I wasn't getting any leads tonight. And so, but guys, so that's what you got to do there. So the third objection is I don't have any time, all right? And so I know that however many days your program has and stuff, that's what you got to break down for them is how easy it is time-wise. Guys, it's 12 demos. That hasn't changed. We used to bring people and tell them they had to do 21 demos in 60 days. All right. And they did it. Lots of people got their free Rainbow. All right. But now they don't have to do anything. So you're like, look, you got 60 days. That's like 3 demos a week. Probably less than that, and you guys are going to get a free Rainbow. All right. So what I do is I cover that though during my opening. All right. And here's how we do it. So we did our 12 names. We got them to explain the program. How many demos you got to run? How many do you have to sell? They're going to go through all this stuff. How long do you have to do it in? Right. Make however long it is a big deal that they have that long. And then what you do, guys, is I like to go and tell them, a little quick story. I say, hey, as you just heard, April said everything here today, you can get your investment back on. It's going to be free. All right. So how that works, guys, is and this is pretty cool. How this actually works is everything here is gonna be like you're gonna get your money back on it. So let me explain how that works. If you went down to a car dealership and they told you, Michael, you like that car? And you're like, yeah, man, I really, really like that car. And then you're like, well, can you afford this payment? And you're like, yeah, I can afford that payment. And they say, great, awesome. And then you sit down to do the paperwork, go through the 3 hours of dealing with everything. And then another guy sits down with you and says, hey, look, I've got a paper here. If you sign this piece of paper and you bring 12 people to me, and they drive around the car and a couple of people buy it, just a couple, I'll pay the car off. How quick would you sign the paper buying that car? Really quick, because you can find 12 people to bring them down and actually look at it, right? And so we say that in every home. And the reason why is because it's that easy, right? And that's what I tell my customers, look, that's all I'm saying is the car dealerships, if they didn't want to spend $10 million on a Super Bowl ad, they could do that, all right? But our business, the reason why it's not too good to be true or any of that stuff is because, honestly, guys, y'all are our marketing, okay? You guys are the people that are going to actually tell everybody about our product. And so we want to give you the rainbow, all right? And so, so today, guys, as I'm doing everything, just know, hey, you can get your whole investment back on it, okay? So, and so that's really, really important. That's how we go through everything at the beginning, right? So throughout my demonstration, I try to keep their attention. I try to involve my rider, all right? So the first really big involvement with the rider is during the air wash. As soon as we get to the part where, we start pulling dirt, I'm like, hey guys, like, could you tell them what it's done for you, right? They had a rainbow for 3 weeks, had a rainbow for 2 weeks, had a rainbow for a month. We're getting them to talk about it, right? And then we get to the speeds. I'm like, hey, is your rainbow running right now, right? Well, that's something you should know from the trunk talk, right? I'm going to ask them, but I should know, hey, what's your favorite attachment? What's something you love about the rainbow? Is your rainbow running right now? All right. I asked that because I don't want to get in there and be like, hey, have you used your rainbow? And they're like, no, it's sitting in the closet. Well, if they say sit in the closet, I'm saying, well, you need to use it before our next demo and don't bring that up in the home. All right. So, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to tell them, look, you're running it on low. And they're going to say, yeah, my air feels so good. I have really bad allergies. And, they're going to sell the rainbow on the air wash right there. And so, and then you're going to move on throughout your demo. And it's always that when you're doing the vac kill, I have them talk about their vacuum. I have them talk about what it's done for them. And so, and the whole entire time I'm like, and you're going to get it for free, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I'm getting mine for free. You're reminding the customer, hey, earlier I told you can do 12 demos, sell 2, come in, vacuum somebody's floor, and you get your rainbow for free. And they're like, yeah. And so, and the key points here is that they're going to sell them, right? See, on our program, and this is just some extra believability for you guys, our program, we tell everybody they got to sell more than 2, all right? Kind of, and we tell them they don't, but they're gonna. We tell them we're gonna, all right? And so, because we sell 50%, I tell all my customers that. I tell all my dealers that. And because of that, guess what happens? We sell 50%, all right? So, so throughout our demos and stuff, if it comes up, they're like, this is really cool, but I don't think any of my friends will buy a rainbow. I'm like, just if they're couples, homeowners, gainfully employed, guess what? They're going to buy a rainbow. The rainbow sells itself, guys. And we sell them every day long. Here, look at my Facebook. And so, and you keep rocking and rolling. When you get to the closing, hopefully, well, we'll get back up because we're selling a program here. So you showed the shampoo or you showed the mop. I had all that on a display already, but so you're going to show it, right? And when you're showing those things, instead of like, leads, right? We switch it, right? It's, once you run 6, how many days do y'all do? 45 days? 30? What are y'all doing? I don't know. So whatever it is. We do 6
and 30. Sorry.
So you're good. 6 and 30 days. And so when you do six demonstrations in 30 days, you're going to be able to get your pick between the shampoo and the mop system up front, as well also like the Rainbow Mate and the Mini Jet. And so you tell them, and then this is where you use your rider again, right? So I point at my riders and I'm like, hey, which attachment do you want? right? Brand new rider. I'm gonna say, which attachment are you looking forward to the most? Oh, I can't wait until I get my mop, right? And they just like get this glisten about it, right? If you know they already got their attachments because you know they're past it, you're like, hey, look, you're gonna be able to get more stuff, right? Could you tell them a little bit more about some of the other stuff we got going on? And so, it's believability. Hey, I already got my shampoo, I already got my mop, I already did all this stuff. And if people know they're getting gifts, then they know they're going to get the rainbow. All right. So that's a big, is that you're selling the actual extra accessories sells the rainbow, because how do you get it? Well, you get on the program. Well, shoot, if I've already done 6 demos in 30 days, I might as well just go ahead and finish this thing out. Right. And so it's really important that you sell those attachments, because most people want a shampooer. Most people want a mop. For us, all of our people love the mop. All right, so they're like, it's mops all the time, and so it's pretty cool. So when you get to the closing, I'm gonna undo my thingy here, and we're talking about selling on the program, which is not, when I say that, what I mean is making the program believable, and making helping your rider to encourage them that, hey, you can do it too. All right. So this is what I'm doing. All right. So I have right here. I'm sure you guys are still doing paper. All my people fill it out. But we have on our iPads and stuff. A lot of dealers use the book. Some of them use the iPads. I know you guys have both too, so you can do it whichever way you want. And so, but I thought it'd look a little easier to do this. So of course, you're going to do your 20-year sheet, whatever it looks like there. You go through all that stuff. And the closing doesn't change. You still have to, even though they're going to get their investment back, right? This is another area where we talk about it. Say, hey, look, if you were spending $18,000, right, or 30 or whatever the number came out to, well, honestly, you'd rather buy 1 rainbow instead of buying 4, right? And so, well, now they know they're getting it free either way. Right. So it's still important. But I use that, and then I point at my rider again. I'm like, but you're going to get yours for what? And they're like, free. All right. So, and rainbow system. And so, of course, we got our prices here. I'm going to zoom in so everybody can see it. So we got $37.50. The in-home price, guys, I told you I'll tell you about it later. It's actually $29.98.90. All right. And so that's $751 off the retail. Right. And, we tell our riders, because we actually changed that retail just recently, and I say, hey, the price of rainbow might be going up down the road due to all the things and stuff everybody in the country has, but we haven't gone up on our in-home price yet. Okay, so really don't necessarily plan on it, but we have it set that way just in case. So 3 reasons to go ahead and get the rainbow: you like it, you need it, and you would use it. And so we take cash, check, credit cards, and the easy budget plan, guys. But we already talked about the program a little bit and what a lot of our customers do. But I want to show you guys the payment plans here. We got our AAA plan, AA plan, a single A plan. Single A plan goes down to 36 months, $200 down for 111. And then I look at the rider and say, hey, would you mind? Well, you guys bought the rainbow, right? And they say, yeah, we bought the rainbow. Okay. And I say, hey, and you guys are on our program, and you're working on running your 12 demos, and you're getting the 2, right, April? And she's like, yeah. So Casey, when you're actually at this part, they're reassuring them again, right? This is like a 5th time you're getting to have this conversation. I said, so, and I say, well, how hard has it been to set a couple appointments? Oh, it's not been hard at all, right? Again, you'll know this from a trunk top perspective. So cool. So that it's going, it's going really easy. And you've already sold one of your Class A sales, right? And they're like, yeah, we already have, right? You know this stuff. You got to know this stuff. You got to ask this stuff. And so it's like, awesome. You're almost done, right? You're exciting your rider again. But really what I'm doing is I'm selling this person right here in front of me. All right. That, hey, this is what they're doing. And what we say is, and whatever your formula is, okay, if you're still trying to get down payments, great, whatever. But we tell them, we were like, hey, look, the finance company did something special for us, for everybody on the program, where you can actually get the rainbow with no money down, right? And then what y'all did? And they're like, yeah. And so it's $94 a month. And so like, okay, awesome. And so and I was like that, and I look at my rider again, and I'm like, hey, that's what y'all did, right? And like, yeah, that's what I did. And then I look at them and I say, hey, look, there's 2 reasons to go ahead and get a rainbow. 1, you like it. 2, you could use it. And when you're going to get your investment back, it just makes sense, right? And so, guys, I'm going to go walk outside real quick, and I'm going to give you 2 scenarios here in a second, but I'm going to go walk outside real quick, and I'm going to let y'all talk about it. And do the same close we always did with the walkout close. So I say, I don't believe in selling anything without at least you guys taking a moment to decide about it. And I leave. My rider typically stays. All right. Almost 80% of the time, I think I've rode with everybody from Casey on here to Allie, all these people on their rider demos when they were still riders. And, and Hannah and all these guys on our team. And what's crazy is they'll come outside and they'll say, hey, they're going to get a rainbow. And I'm like, I haven't even sold it yet. All right. I haven't came in there to have that final conversation. But what happens is that because you're positively helping your rider along, they're going to sell the rainbow for you. They're going to, they might ask the rider something like, hey, for real, how easy is it? Hey, this or that. And they're like, dude, this is the best thing I've ever done. All right. This is so easy. It's 24 hours worth of work, guys, in 60 days. Right? That's what we train our people. It's 24 hours worth of work in the time frame that they had to get the rainbow for free. I got a lady on the call, Hannah Barnwell. She's one of our riders. She's now a salesperson. She did it in 5 weeks. Okay. And in less than 5 weeks, she got her rainbow for free. All right. And sold 8, right? I think 7, 9. 9. It was 9. And so sold 9. And so I use that when I go on homes. I mean, all this past week since I paid off a rainbow, I'm like, hey, look, all I'm asking you to do is go run 12 demos. You're going to sell 9 like Miss Hannah did. All right. Homeowners, couples, gainfully employed. So as soon as you know somebody sold one, y'all can all steal Hannah right now. Okay. I'm fine with that. Take her name is Hannah Barnwell. She's on the program. She ran her 12 demos, sold 9 of them. All right. And now she's out selling rainbows. Sold 3 last week. And so that's important. But when you're selling this thing, you're selling how easy it is. You're selling what's going to happen and how quick you can do it in. It's not rocket science, guys. It is different, but it's not, it's a lot easier, honestly. So you're going to get, so you got 2 options when you're closing with the program. All right. But you always get the rider to redo stuff. So when you're closing, guys, it might come up though that, hey, I really like it. I want to do it. I don't think I have time. Okay. We've all heard that. The close is still the same. You call the office, all that stuff. That's still the same. You're probably still going to 3 months defer it so they don't have to worry about a payment. All right. Because that's really what they're saying is I want to get it for free, but I don't want to pay anything. All right. They don't even want to give you $94. I'm out doing a pack of Skittles, and even one time. All right. But what you're going to do is you're going to do all the same closing stuff, but really it's different because it's not just timing on a payment. It's timing on, I don't know that I have time to show that many people. Right. And that's where testimonies from your rider is important. Does she have kids? It's like, hey, how easy has it been even working around baseball season and soccer and stuff like, oh yeah, well, these guys, they run demos 7 days a week. 7 days a week. There's at least 3 slots every single day. So they work around our schedule really, really easy, right? And if they're not saying that, then you say it for them. All right. And so because we got to sell on, we are making this so easy, you would just have to be stupid not to be able to do it. All right. And so that's kind of what we do. And
that's awesome. So congratulations, Hannah Barnwell, by the way. She rocked it out, right? Zach, you said these words to me last night, and I told Ryan today that 8 out of 10 riders, when you go outside and you leave the rider in there with the customer, again, you're making it sound like we can do a no money down if you join the program. And it's only $94 a month because our bank is working with us to help you since they know you're doing the program. And so I'm going to give you guys just a minute to talk about it. And do you say to the rider, you can go ahead and stay if you want to, and I'm going to just step out and give you guys all a second to talk about it.
Yeah.
But you said the rider 8 out of 10 times comes outside and says they're going to get a rainbow and do the program.
Yep.
And they're basically saying, come on back in, they're going to do it.
Yep, that is normally how that goes down. And so, when it's not, that we go in there and then they're like, hey, they'll tell us the question. Like a lot of times the riders, like they're they're kind of wondering about this. Like the rider's almost a mediator, and that's the way we play it out the whole demo. So that's what ends up happening. And so is that the rider, hey, they're kind of wanting to know what's, they'll say, what's the interest, or they'll ask something silly sometimes. But they're like, even though I'm almost done with my program, I need to know, like, what are you doing? How does this work with this or that? So, but yeah, 8 out of 10 times when we walk outside, they buy rainbow stuff. And so, which if any of y'all know me, I was the last person to walk out of a house unless you just were the super duper quiet people. Like I didn't really believe in that. But on this program, like we do a lot of things that we didn't used to believe in, and it works better. All right. So because you go in there and you go back excited, and you want 1 or 2 of them, right? So and we're even selling more multiples on this program because they're only going to pay for 1, so which is pretty cool. But you just sell the program, whether it was 12-2 or we did a 21-point program, which is the same thing, guys, just so y'all know, because y'all are going to sell 6, you're going to sell 46 rainbows, and we're going to sell 46 rainbows. I just say it one word different. And we get people on the program every single day. So, and we have to overcome am I going to sell any, or am I going to have to run a whole lot of demos, right? And we overcome that every single day. So it's not hard, but those are your 3 obstacles. I'm not going to sell a rainbow. I got to do 12. I don't have any time, right? And if you got your list of names up front, that's the most vital thing you're going to do, is you're going to get those names, and they got to be real people and different people, right? And then throughout the demo, you're bringing up your rider, how easy it is for her to get those people booked. And getting that 1 Insta set is really important at the beginning. If you get an Insta set at the beginning or an Insta set at the end, and you're able to teach them how to plug it in or get it on paper so they can bring it with them to the office on Monday, that's important, because if they get an appointment, then it's golden. They're like, I can do this 11 more times.
Yeah.
I
totally agree.
Yeah. And so you don't want to push too hard for too many, but you need to get 1.
And I don't want to mislead anyone. Zach doesn't go outside every time. If they're asking questions when he's showing the price and involving the rider, and they're sitting there talking about, and they're saying, so is it really that easy? And they start having that conversation in front of Zach, and he's in there to control the responses. And I'm sure, Zach, you just go ahead in that deal and say, let me just get a little information, right, and I'll set you up on the program.
Yep. So you get your address, we'll get you started on everything. So yeah, we totally, it's case by case, but real excited people, there's no reason to walk outside.
Right. So I got Elizabeth sitting here, and I think Elizabeth would probably say the same thing that I'm thinking. There's more to this than I thought as far as involving the rider, right? I know you said last night, Zach, you even get the rider to do the 52 stroke test for you. Because again, you're getting them involved in a part of the demo they really can't screw up.
Right.
But you're getting them involved. And again, they're feeling like, hey, I'm part of this, and my job is to help Zach sell this rainbow today. They start to get that kind of subtly through the program. But remember, they have a need to sell it because they want to get their 2 sales, plus then get their additional sales above and beyond for their points in your case, or the rainbow dollars in our case, because once they get those 2 sold in our deal, they start earning, incentives. There's incentives for them to keep going. So very good. So Zach, hey, listen, I think it'd be a great idea that we keep doing this a little long, maybe because I've learned a lot, and I've got this recorded. We're going to put it on our YouTube. Ryan wants to watch it and all that too. And I'm going to just listen to it over and over. So thank you so much. We need to do the drawing. Would you mind grabbing the drawing ticket? She's over there talking to a dealer in a house. It's the way this thing works. Everything times up this way sometimes, but somebody's going to win $50, right, Zach?
Yep.
Maybe 100. I don't know if any of your people, because it's mostly your people.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, it's fine. Shoot, you can go on an hour would be fine with me, but thank you. All right. So let's do this. Somebody's going to win $50. I hope it's not Michael again for the 3rd day in a row, right? I mean, he didn't do a demo yesterday. It can't be Michael. Am I right? No way can he.
He's eliminated.
He's actually on. Kevin Hicks, $50.
What?
Yeah, that guy, right? So Kevin, you on? Can you give it a woo woo?
Okay.
Was that Kevin?
Nope.
That wasn't
Kevin,
Kevin.
do you know how to unmute, buddy?
He's probably on here.
Woohoo, there you went.
All right, Kevin. Good job. We'll send you a check. Thank you, Zach.
Good.
Thanks, everybody.